Beyond Spain's well-known sun-drenched south, there lies a land of mist, mountains, and myth. From Galicia's rugged cliffs to the green valleys of the Basque Country, northern Spain reveals a different soul, quieter, older, and full of contrasts. This is a journey through culture, history, and landscapes that have inspired travelers for centuries. If you enjoy learning about the hidden corners of the world, make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with someone who loves to travel. Let's begin our route through the north of Spain. Our first stop sits on the northwestern edge of the Iberian Peninsula, A Coruña, a city shaped by the sea. Its coastline curves around the Atlantic, where the wind has carried ships and stories for over 2,000 years. Dominating the horizon is the Tower of Hercules, the oldest Roman lighthouse still in operation. For centuries, it has guided sailors safely to port and now stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Along the seaside promenade, one of the longest in Europe, visitors can stroll past urban beaches, gardens, and panoramic viewpoints. Inside the old town, narrow streets reveal lively markets and local taverns where Galician seafood takes center stage. Octopus, mussels, and razor clams cooked with simple perfection. A Coruña is both maritime and modern, balancing its seafaring past with a vibrant contemporary culture of museums, music, and art. Tucked between cliffs on the Asturian coast, the fishing village of Cudillero seems to cascade down toward the sea. Its colorful houses form an amphitheater overlooking the harbor, each facade once painted in a specific hue so that fishermen could identify their homes from the water. Today, the village preserves that same harmony between ocean and land. Visitors wander up cobbled lanes, pausing at viewpoints where the blue of the sea meets the green of the hills. Local taverns serve fresh catch of the day alongside Asturia's signature drink, cider poured high to awaken its aroma. Cudillero is not just picturesque, it's a living classroom on how tradition, community, and nature coexist. In the quiet heart of Cantabria, where the green hills roll toward the sea, stands one of Spain's best-preserved medieval towns, Santillana Del Mar. Often called the Town of Three Lies, because it is neither saint nor flat nor by the sea, Santillana defies expectations from the moment you arrive. The air here carries the scent of stone and time. Narrow cobblestone streets wind between honey-colored houses, their wooden balconies heavy with flowers. Every doorway, every carved shield tells a story about the noble families who once called this place home. At the town center rises the Collegiate Church of Santa Juliana, one of the most remarkable Romanesque monuments in northern Spain. Its cloister, built nearly 1,000 years ago, invites you to slow down and study its capitals, each one carved with biblical scenes and mythical creatures. The rhythm of your footsteps on the worn stones echoes through the centuries, reminding you that people have walked this same path since the Middle Ages. But Santillana's treasures extend beyond its streets. Just a few kilometers away lie the Altamira Caves, whose prehistoric paintings of bison and horses are considered masterpieces of Paleolithic art. The original cave is now protected, but an exact replica allows visitors to experience the wonder of humanity's first artists. Standing before those painted ceilings, you can almost feel the connection between the people who lived here 14,000 years ago and those who keep this heritage alive today. Santillana Del Mar is more than a village frozen in time. It's a living museum, a bridge between the prehistoric and the medieval, where history, art, and everyday life still breathe in perfect harmony. On the easternmost edge of the Basque Country, where Spain meets France across the Bidasoa River, stands the fortified town of Hondarribia, a place where history, architecture, and maritime life merge beautifully. From a distance, the town appears divided into two worlds: the upper walled quarter that once protected its noble families, and the colorful fishing district by the harbor, where everyday life unfolds with a distinctly Basque rhythm. Entering through the gate of Santa Maria, you step back several centuries. The old quarter, known as the Casco Historico, preserves cobbled streets lined with stone mansions, each proudly displaying family coats of arms above the doors. These buildings, many dating back to the 15th and 16th centuries, reflect the city's strategic importance during medieval wars between France and Spain. Rising above it all, the castle of Charles V, now converted into a parador or historic hotel, overlooks both the town and the sea, a reminder of the region's long history of defense and resilience. Descending toward the waterfront, the atmosphere changes completely. In the La Marina district, rows of wooden houses burst with color, bright blues, greens, reds, and yellows that mirror the fishing boats rocking gently in the harbor. This part of town captures the essence of Basque coastal culture, hardworking, proud, and deeply tied to the ocean. Here, tradition lives in the flavors. Bars and taverns offer an endless variety of pintixos, small bites of local ingredients arranged with creativity that rivals fine dining. Locals gather in the evenings to enjoy cider or chacoli, a slightly sparkling white wine unique to the Basque country, while conversations flow between laughter and clinking glasses. Every corner of Hondarribia reflects a different layer of Basque identity: the disciplined strength of its stone fortifications, the warmth of its people, and the creative spirit that defines its cuisine. It is a town that demonstrates how culture and everyday life intertwine seamlessly, teaching us that heritage is not something to display in a museum. It's something lived, shared, and savored every single day. In the heart of Navarra lies Pamplona, a city that the world knows for the adrenaline and chaos of the running of the bulls. But beyond the noise of San Fermin, Pamplona reveals a quieter, more profound identity. Here, ancient walls and leafy parks coexist with a vibrant cultural scene, offering visitors a glimpse of a city that has mastered the art of balance, between tradition and modern life, between excitement and calm. Walking through the old town, you immediately feel the weight of history. The stone ramparts, still intact after centuries, remind us that Pamplona was once a key defensive outpost along the route connecting Spain to France. From the Portal de Francia, you can look out over the same landscape that soldiers once guarded, a green horizon of meadows and mountains that defines northern Spain. At the heart of the city lies the Plaza del Castillo, an open square surrounded by elegant buildings and lively terraces. Locals call it Pamplona's living room, and it's easy to see why. On any given day, you'll find families, students, and travelers sitting at cafes, sharing stories over coffee or churros. It's a place that captures the soul of the city, relaxed, welcoming, and deeply social. Not far away, the Estafeta Street winds through the old quarter, the same narrow path where bulls thunder past during the famous festival. But outside of July, the street transforms into something entirely different. A corridor of shops, bars, and traditional restaurants where the pace slows and the energy softens. You can hear the soft hum of conversation, smell the aroma of pinaxos on the grill, and feel how the city reclaims its peace after the celebrations end. Pamplona also stands out for its connection to the Camino de Santiago. Every year, thousands of pilgrims pass through, following the yellow arrows that guide them westward. For them, Pamplona represents both rest and renewal, a place to breathe, to reflect, and to continue their journey. To experience Pamplona beyond the festival is to discover its true character, a city proud of its traditions yet grounded in everyday beauty. A reminder that even places known for intensity can reveal a quiet and enduring grace. In the green heart of Asturias stands Oviedo, a city that blends elegance, history, and serenity in equal measure. As the capital of the region, Oviedo feels both regal and welcoming, a place where every corner tells a quiet story. Its old town is remarkably well preserved, filled with narrow cobblestone streets and stone facades that speak of centuries past. At its center rises the Cathedral of San Salvador, a Gothic masterpiece that shelters the Holy Chamber, home to sacred relics dating back more than 1,000 years. The cathedral's spire, visible from nearly anywhere in the city, serves as both landmark and symbol of faith. Around it, streets like Cimadevilla and La Rua come alive with color and charm. Local shops, pastry boutiques, and traditional cider houses reflect the essence of Asturian life. The scent of freshly poured sidra drifts from open doorways, and laughter fills the air as locals share tapas and stories. Oviedo's beauty lies not just in its monuments, but in its atmosphere, a sense of calm and refinement that seems untouched by time. It's a city made for walking slowly, for admiring its sculptures, plazas, and the warmth of its people. For travelers, Oviedo represents a pause, a chance to breathe, reflect, and appreciate the quiet elegance of northern Spain. In the heart of Galicia, where rivers carve deep valleys through ancient mountains, lies one of Spain's most breathtaking landscapes, the Ribiera Sacra. Its name, meaning sacred riverside, perfectly captures the spiritual connection between nature, history, and human effort that defines this region. Here, steep slopes covered with terraced vineyards descend toward the winding Sil and Minho rivers. From afar, it looks almost impossible. Rows of vines clinging to near-vertical cliffs, cultivated by hand, just as they were centuries ago by monks who first settled here. The result of this labor are wines with character, bold, earthy, and full of the essence of the land itself. Along the river, countless viewpoints offer spectacular panoramas. From Cabezoas or Sutochao, the landscape stretches endlessly. Green in spring, golden in autumn, always serene. One of the best ways to experience it is by taking a catamaran cruise along the Sil, where the reflections of the cliffs ripple on the calm water while guides recount stories of monks, hermits, and winemakers who shaped this valley. The region is also home to ancient monasteries hidden among forests and hillsides. The monastery of Santa Cristina de Ribes de Sil, surrounded by chestnut trees, stands as a reminder of the contemplative life that once flourished here. Walking its silent cloister feels like stepping back 1,000 years in time. In Ribiera Sacra, everything connects: the land, the wine, the people, and their traditions. It's a place that invites visitors not just to see, but to feel, to slow down, breathe deeply, and understand how beauty and devotion can shape a landscape. On Spain's northern coast, embraced by the Cantabrian Sea, lies Santander, a city where elegance meets the untamed beauty of nature. Its sweeping bay, considered one of the most beautiful in the world, curves gently between green hills and golden beaches, creating a panorama that feels both serene and majestic. Along the waterfront promenade, the city reveals its soul. Locals stroll beneath the soft light of the Atlantic. Joggers follow the rhythm of the waves, and families pause to admire the view of boats gliding across the calm water. From here, the peninsula of La Magdalena stands out, a lush headland crowned by a royal palace built in the early 20th century as a summer residence for Spain's monarchy. Today, its gardens and pathways are open to the public, offering spectacular views of the sea and the distant mountains. But Santander is more than its postcard-perfect scenery. It's a city that blends sophistication and simplicity. The old quarter hides charming cafes, markets, and art galleries, while nearby beaches like El Sardinero attract surfers and sunseekers alike. Few cities in Europe have reinvented themselves as boldly as Bilbao. Once an industrial powerhouse defined by steel and shipyards, today it stands as a symbol of creativity, architecture, and cultural rebirth. This transformation hasn't erased its past. It is built upon it, blending tradition with innovation in a way that feels authentically Basque. At the heart of this renewal is the Guggenheim Museum, an icon of contemporary architecture designed by Frank Gehry. Its titanium curves catch the light like liquid metal, reflecting both the sky and the river that flows beside it. For many, the Guggenheim is more than a museum. It's the moment when Bilbao decided to imagine its future. Around it, wide promenades, avant-garde bridges, and riverside sculptures create an open-air gallery that invites exploration and reflection. Yet beyond its modern facade, Bilbao remains deeply connected to its roots. The Casco Viejo, or Old Quarter, still pulses with local life. Narrow streets echo with conversations. The scent of Pentixos drifts from traditional bars and plazas filled with music and laughter. It's here that the city's identity feels most alive, a mix of working-class pride, artistic energy, and community spirit. Bilbao's beauty lies in its contrasts, the industrial cranes that still line parts of the river, the cutting-edge architecture that rises above them, and the surrounding green hills that remind you how close nature always is in the Basque Country. This is not just a story of urban renewal, it's a story of resilience. Bilbao teaches that a city can honor its past while shaping a bold, creative future. In the golden heart of Castilla y León rises Salamanca, a city where every stone seems to glow under the sun. Known for its university, the oldest in Spain and one of the first in Europe, Salamanca is both a monument to knowledge and a living testament to history. The city's soul unfolds in the Plaza Mayor, one of the most beautiful squares in the world. Its perfect symmetry, warm sandstone tones, and lively arcades create a gathering place that feels timeless. By day, it hums with the sound of students and visitors. By night, it glows softly, like a stage where the past and present meet. From the plaza, narrow streets lead to the University of Salamanca, founded in the 13th century. Its ornate facade is a masterpiece of plateresque art, a stone tapestry of details and symbols. Hidden among its carvings is the famous frog, said to bring luck to those who find it without help. Beyond its gates, the echo of footsteps in the old lecture halls reminds you that generations of thinkers and writers once shaped ideas that changed the world. Not far away, the old and new cathedrals rise side by side, their towers overlooking the city like guardians of time. Inside, sunlight filters through stained glass, filling the space with a quiet, reverent glow. Salamanca is a place of contrasts, ancient yet youthful, scholarly yet vibrant. Its mix of tradition, architecture, and student energy gives it a rhythm that feels eternal. To walk its streets is to walk through centuries of art, faith, and human curiosity, a living museum that still breathes and inspires. High in the Aragonese Pyrenees, nature reveals one of its greatest masterpieces, the Ordesa Valley. Protected as a national park for over a century, this landscape feels untouched, carved by glaciers, rivers, and time itself. Sheer cliffs rise hundreds of meters into the sky, framing dense forests that change colors with the seasons. Green in summer, golden in autumn, and white in winter's quiet stillness. Through the heart of the valley runs the Ordesa River, its clear waters forming cascades and pools that seem almost unreal. One of the most beloved trails follows this river all the way to the Colla de Caballo, or Horsetail, a majestic waterfall that rewards hikers after hours of steady ascent. Along the path, viewpoints like Cal Salaruego open to breathtaking vistas, where the light shifts across the rock walls and the mountains seem to breathe. Above it all towers Monte Perdido, one of the highest peaks in the Pyrenees and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its presence dominates the horizon, a silent guardian watching over the valley. Though few reach its summit, everyone who visits Ordesa feels its power, an energy that connects you to something vast, timeless, and deeply alive. Ordesa is not just a park, it's a sanctuary for the senses. The sound of water, the scent of pine, the sight of eagles gliding through the sky. Everything here reminds you how small and how fortunate we are to share this planet. In the heart of northern Spain rises one of its most iconic natural landscapes, the Picos de Europa. These rugged mountains, carved by time and water, form a dramatic world of cliffs, deep gorges, and green valleys where life still follows the rhythm of the seasons. Declared one of Spain's first national parks, this range captures the very essence of the country's wild north. The landscape here is a constant play of contrasts. The sharp gray limestone peaks against the soft green of the meadows below and the clouds that drift slowly across the summits. One of the most famous routes, the Cares Gorge, cuts through the rock like a living scar. A narrow trail suspended between towering cliffs and the turquoise river that rushes far below. Each step reveals a new perspective, a new angle of light, a new sense of awe. In the Asturian part of the park lie the lakes of Covadonga, calm and reflective, surrounded by snow-capped peaks and rolling pastures where cows graze peacefully nearby. The Basilica of Covadonga stands as both a spiritual and cultural symbol, a place where legend, faith, and nature come together. What makes the Picos de Europa truly special is their authenticity. Here, mountain villages preserve old traditions, herders still move their livestock through ancient paths, and travelers find silence that feels almost sacred. It's a place that invites not just exploration, but connection, with nature, with history, and with oneself. On the Basque coast, where green hills meet the blue of the Cantabrian Sea, lies San Sebastián, a city that seems designed for beauty. Framed by its iconic La Concha Bay, it offers one of the most perfect urban seascapes in Europe. A graceful curve of sand, gentle waves, and a skyline that blends elegance with nature. The Old Town, or Parte Vieja, is the beating heart of the city. Its narrow streets overflow with life, bars offering colorful pinchos, locals chatting at every corner, and the irresistible aroma of grilled seafood drifting through the air. Here, gastronomy isn't just culture, it's identity. Each bite reflects a proud culinary tradition, refined over generations and elevated to world-class art. Beyond the food, San Sebastián charms with its rhythm. Along the promenade, couples stroll by the sea as surfers ride the waves at Zuriola Beach, and the hills of Urgell and Igueldo rise in the distance. A short boat ride leads to Santa Clara Island, a peaceful escape that feels like a hidden world within the city itself. San Sebastián is a place where sophistication meets simplicity, where every sunset paints the bay in shades of gold and pink. It's not just a destination, it's a feeling, a reminder that beauty and balance can exist in perfect harmony. In the heart of Galicia, wrapped in misty mornings and ancient stone streets, lies Santiago de Compostela, a city that is not only visited but deeply felt. For thousands of pilgrims, this is the end of a journey that begins far away, across mountains, forests, and distant horizons. Yet even for those who arrive without a backpack or walking stick, Santiago offers an experience that lingers long after you leave. The soul of the city unfolds in the Plaza do Obradoiro, where the cathedral rises in breathtaking majesty. Its Baroque towers seem to reach into the gray Galician sky, while at its base, exhausted pilgrims embrace, cry, laugh, celebrating the moment they finally arrive. Inside, the light filtering through stained glass illuminates the Portico of Glory, a Romanesque masterpiece that has watched over this place for more than 8 centuries. And when the Botafumeiro swings across the central nave, the air fills with incense and tradition, a ritual that feels both ancient and alive. But Santiago is far more than spiritual devotion. Its marketplaces overflow with color, its taverns serve fresh seafood and wines that tell the story of Galicia, and its narrow streets buzz with students, musicians, and visitors who give the city a vibrant, youthful energy. Santiago de Compostela is a crossroads between tradition and modern life, between reflection and celebration, between endings and new beginnings. A place where every step invites you to pause, breathe, and simply feel. Along the wild Basque coastline, where the Bay of Biscay crashes against sharp cliffs, rises a site that feels straight out of legend, San Juan de Gaztelugatxe, a rocky islet linked to the mainland by a winding stone bridge, topped by a small hermitage that watches over the sea. Reaching it requires effort and intention. More than 200 stone steps climb and fall along the ridge, twisting in dramatic curves carved by centuries of wind and waves. With each section, the horizon opens wider, revealing a vast ocean that roars endlessly against the rocks below. At the summit, the wind carries old stories of fishermen seeking protection, of pilgrims visiting the chapel, of defenders guarding the coastline. The hermitage is small, humble but rich with meaning, and tradition says that once you arrive, you should ring the bell 3 times and make a wish. Its echo drifts into the sea breeze as if carried toward the horizon. From the top, the views are unforgettable. Endless cliffs, hidden coves, shifting blue waters, and the feeling of standing between earth and sky. Gaztelugatxe isn't only a place, it's an experience, a moment where effort, nature, and legend blend into something unforgettable. And so, after exploring ancient cities, sacred valleys, rugged coastlines, and mountains that touch the sky, we reached the end of our journey through northern Spain. A journey that reminded us that travel is not just about seeing places, it's about feeling them. Every destination gave us a different emotion. The spiritual depth of Santiago, the raw power of the Cantabrian Sea at Gaztelugatxe, the charm of historic towns, the energy of vibrant cities, the flavors that connect people, and the landscapes that take your breath away. This adventure showed us that the North is not defined by a single image, but by endless contrasts. Mountains and oceans, forests and plazas, legends and everyday life. A region that invites us to return again and again because there is always one more viewpoint to discover, one more story to hear, one more moment of wonder waiting along the way. If this journey inspired you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video. Until the next adventure, where new landscapes, new stories, and new memories are waiting for you.